I'm thrilled to be here today, and thank you so much, Dr. Palmisano, for asking me to come here and also to be a member of the steering committee for the Coalition for Patients' Rights. I'm a doctor. I love what I do. I'm a member of the most privileged profession in the world. I take care of patients. I share their dreams. I share their lives, good and bad. And I help them every day structure an opportunity for themselves to be productive in their communities and with their families. That's an incredible privilege. It belongs to doctors and patients. It doesn't belong to the government at all. I'm very concerned about the conversation. It's all about financing. And certainly everything that we do is about time and money. But what I do is about patients. Healthcare, medical care is about patients. And this conversation needs to take a 90-degree turn and start to talk about our patients' rights, the rights of the American citizen. This conversation needs to be about their right of choosing. They get to choose their doctor. They should be able to choose the strategy that they take for their life and for their medical care. We need to be talking about the patient's rights to privacy, which nowhere in this legislation is protected. Their right to self-determination. That's what this conversation is about and should be about. And the legislation that's before Congress has nothing to do with that. I'm a doctor. I can tell you about the healthcare financing system because I live it, but that's not my profession. My profession is about care, and this legislation needs to be about care. President Obama, we applaud your efforts. We want reform, but reform needs to be about access. It needs to be about affordability. I can tell you what access is. Access is when my patients call me up and they say, "Hey, doc, I need you." And I say, "How can I help?" That's access. Access is not insurance. Insurance is not assurance of anything. At the same time, I do believe that everyone in this country should have the opportunity to purchase affordable insurance. But let's be honest about what insurance is. It's an actuarial bet. It is an opportunity to protect ourselves from the catastrophe of financial disaster should an injury or an illness befall us unexpectedly. It's not about a doctor's visit. It's not about an MRI. It's about a catastrophe. Affordable catastrophic insurance should be available to our patients, but that is not, again, what this legislation is about. So my concern is that the legislation that we're talking about today doesn't even address the questions. How much does health care cost? And yet we're talking about lowering the cost of health care. Let's tell our patients what health care costs. Perhaps doctors should post their retail and cash prices. Perhaps hospitals should start to post them. Perhaps the government should tell the patients what they're really paying doctors. Let's bring some honesty and transparency legitimately to this system and demonstrate to the public for themselves what they need to do to purchase their own health care. After all, it is their life. I thank you so much for this opportunity, and I will remind the public that health care is what takes place between four walls and a closed door. The government does not belong in the room. Thank you very much.
Good job.